Hello, welcome to Lab 300 of VMware Sales Play, migrating on-premise workload to Oracle Cloud VMware Service. In this lab, we'll import the on-prem VMware environment that we had exported in Lab 200 to OCVS. To get started, open the remote desktop application on your machine and log into the Bastion instance that we created in Lab 100. Once you log in into the Bastion instance, open up the browser and paste the pre-authenticated request URL that you had generated in Lab 200 to download the oscommerce.zip file that we uploaded to object storage. This starts the download for my oscommerce.zip file, which will download the VM in the Ovf format that is needed to upload to OCVS. Okay, my file is downloaded. I'll open and unzip this file to extract. Okay, my file is downloaded, so I'll go and unzip this file to extract all its contents. As you all can see, it has three files, .mf, .ovf, and a vmdk file. Okay, now once this is downloaded, go back to your browser and we will log in into the Vsphere. To do that, go to your OCI console, open up the navigation menu by clicking the hamburger icon, scroll to VMware Solution. Now click the HDDC that you've created, and here you get the Vsphere client information. So copy this URL and go back to your Bastion instance, and on your browser, paste this URL. With this warning, you can click Advanced and say Proceed to vCenter. Launch Vsphere client. For username and password, go back to your HTTC page on OCI and copy the information. Okay, I am within my Vsphere client console now. Open this menu on the left and go to navigate to workload section. Now, right click on workload and say deploy Ovf template. Here it will ask you for the URL for your VMDK files or the local file. So I'll select the local file option and then choose files. I have my files available within downloads. I'll go and copy the files. Click next. I'll change the virtual machine name as Lab OS Commerce. Click next. Again, next. It validates all the files and the configurations that you have within your OVF files. Click next. Next. And here, when you are asked to select the network, go ahead and select the workload network. Workload is the place where we will spin up our virtual machine. Click next. Review all the details and then click finish. You can see that two tasks has been triggered at the bottom to deploy Ovf template and to import the Ovf package. The progress can be seen over here. I let this to complete to 100%. Okay, deployment of our VM is now completed. So to now power on the machine, go on this left menu and go to the Lab OS Commerce VM that we just created and click this button to power on. Or you can also go to actions and then say power on. You can see another task is created here to turn on the virtual machine. Hey, so now our instance is up and running. You can see all the instances that are created in this workload network over here. And the lab OS Commerce is the virtual machine that we just created. It has an IP address 90.0.0.9. This is one of the IP from the CIDR range that we had provided as the workload CIDR. It's running on the host 80.0.0.3. This is the host IP for the bare metal that's running for the cluster. Now, to log in into the instance, click the Launch Web Console, say OK, and this opens up your virtual machine. Enter the password OS Commerce. And this brings us within the instance. Now we'll quickly validate that if our application is up and running. So go to the browser and in a new tab, type localhost/catalog index.php. And this should bring up your application. So we have successfully migrated our virtual machine from the VMware on-prem environment to OCVS, Oracle Cloud VMware Service. One last thing, we'll quickly make some changes so that we have internet access within this instance. Right now, there is no DNS server configuration. So in order to set that up, click this network icon over here, click Edit Connections, go to Wired Connection, Edit, IPv4 settings, and add the Google's DNS server, 8.8.8.8. Click Save. Now, again, click this network icon and toggle the Enable Networking. So this disables the network. We'll click it again and say Enable Networking now. So we basically just reset the network connection. Okay. Now, if you go to your browser and just type some website to validate that you have the internet. Okay, so we have the internet connectivity now. Okay, so this was all in the lab 300. See you in the next lab.